Hello everyone, Chandler here. Today I asked you on Instagram on my little story thing what you guys wanted to see for today's or this week's live video. I gave you a choice from handboarding, carpet boarding, playing some guitar, or streaming some PlayerUnknown's Battleground on my computer, and all the votes, or most of the votes, went to handboarding. So this is what it is for you. And today I'm going to make it a little bit different than usual, and I'm going to do some how-to handboard support. As you guys come in and leave comments, I will help you if you need it on any sort of tricks. If no comments come in, I will just give you some basic how to handboard information. So, if you're not ever handboarded before and you want to, or you are just starting handboarding and don't know anything, or if you can do a couple tricks and want to do them better, hopefully I can give you some tips, or you can give me some tips, because I can always appreciate that as well. Let's do some stuff warm up first, and we'll get going. And it's just gonna be mostly flat ground for today. I cleared off my whole park section, and yeah, so we're just gonna be doing some good old handboarding. Let's work on all the kick flips. See how they look. There's a kick flip. Oh. Fakie flip, nollie flip, oh, one more try, and switch flip. Can we get them all in a row? Wow, that was nasty, as was that. So excited for my tricks to come. Kick flip, nollie flip, ah, one more try. Kick flip, nollie flip. Switch flip. I guess I did them all. Thank you, flip. Alright, so if you guys are joining in, if you have anything you need help on as far as handboarding, let me know in a comment below, or a comment on the screen, I guess, and I will work on it. Let's talk about regular popping tricks. So for me, I don't know if this is the best way. I've been told there's other ways to do it and there's better ways to do it. I use 2 fingers for the most part, and I try not to get my hand curled up like this. I try to keep it flat. I've been told doing 3 fingers is good, so I've been working on that, trying to transition from 2 fingers to 3 fingers, but it's just a habit thing, and I'm constantly working on it. As you do it, you want to push down, straight down as hard as you can. I've learned the hard way doing different directions pushing makes the board do different things. Even if the front hand does the same thing, I'll demonstrate that by just having this over it. That's pushed straight down. That's pushed that direction. That's pushing that, or pulling this direction, I guess. So this did nothing, obviously. So a lot of what the board does as far as rotations this direction deals with what this hand does if you're pushing down, sideways, or that way. Yeah, flicking with this hand, I've seen when people first start, they do what some people call it bongo, where you like to go hand, back and forth like that, and then it gives you that kind of motion. It's kind of, everything about it is sporadic, and it's not very controlled. So as you get used to it, there's 2 things you're going to get used to when popping tricks and flicking. One is making your hand stay in contact with the board as long as possible as you do the trick. So as you're rolling to the trick, as you're popping the trick and sliding, your hand's obviously connecting, then it lets go, and then catching back on as soon as possible so you can land whatever you're landing. So here's like the same trick in 2 different ways. Let me turn you a little bit this way so you can see a little more of the table. Or I can be more like this, I guess. So here's 2 different tray flips. One like this. Oh, maybe I can't tray flip. That one, it's popped high. My hands were started on the top, but my hands landed the same time as the board on the ground. The other one is to try to catch it in the air. And try to catch it before it hits the ground so you're ready to do something that shows more control. Copper's chewing on plastic over there. Sorry for the sounds. Second tip is to be constantly rolling as you're doing tricks. I am very guilty of this, and this is something I'm still struggling with and trying to get better at. but I am comfortable doing tricks stationary. So I'll like start here, do a trick and start moving. Or I'll like do a slight movement and move into it. What I need to work on is rolling and popping your trick so you're ready for the next thing. See, I did it right there. Whoa, you guys just spelled it. All right, let's trade copper's chewing thing for something else. Copper, let's be done with that. Here, you have this. There you go, good boy. We'll see if that sticks. Thank you, Elijah and Senor, for telling me I'm good at this. I appreciate that. Thank you for the compliments. Okay, yeah. So that's basically what I've been working on. Next big thing people struggle with is once they've learned a couple tricks and they're trying to do different variations, heel flip tricks for a lot of people are a hard thing to do, me included. I'm still terrible at heel flips, so I don't want to give too much advice. Ooh, let's try a big heel. Switch front heel. I don't think I can give too much advice on that yet because I haven't mastered it. I did make a video on nollie heels because at the time I could do them pretty consistently, and I can still do them every once in a while, but not consistent enough for me to want to do more tutorials on that. So if you want to see what I've told you on that, that video is on my channel if you want to watch. I've also done a video on how to pressure flip, and that's my favorite trick. What I've been doing my longest, my first actual flip I could do consistently. My handboard is falling apart every couple tricks. That's the nature of it. Nollie tricks are different, very different than the kickflip. I think they're easier, but that's just me. I think they're easier because as you're popping your nose this way, you can drag your hand forwards, and your back hand has to do a minimal amount of work. For this, you have to pop this and move it forwards, your back hand, and your front hand has to move forward and flick. So it's like both hands have to move, and you have to get used to that. With nollie flips, this hand can almost do nothing. It just kind of stays there. It goes back a little bit, but the front hand does almost all the work. Yeah, so that's the big difference with nollies. It is harder for me to do nollie stuff down things or into things. Like if I were to go onto this electrical outlet right here, and I was going to pop forward like this, I can do that decently well. If I were to nollie into it, it's way harder because you have to pop forwards, and then now I've got to bring this hand, push back with this hand and bring this nose all the way up to catch there. That's something I'm not very good at yet. I'm getting better though. It's better for me to like turn 180 and get my tail up there. I could do that. But and same thing with like fakie. It's the same kind of struggle of getting your tail up there. But for whatever reason, I'm better at fakie, getting up high, than nollie. So there's definitely struggles to that. So I have to tighten my bolts again. I've been trying to tighten them minimally throughout the time of this video. But it's already been 9 minutes, or only been 9 minutes, and I've had to tighten it a couple times. But I've ordered new trucks, and they're shipping out tomorrow, I believe, is what Jordan told me. So that'll be sick. So you in the chat, you people, what questions do you have, if any, on what tricks you're wanting to work on? What tricks would you like to know how to do? Is there a different obstacle you'd want me to work on with you? Let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to tighten these up and then talk about, whoa, how my camera stand sucks. Okay. He got you up there. Clean it up. I'm in need of a new tripod. I'm well aware. What else can we talk about? Different variations of tricks. For me, I don't think anyone else has talked about this. I've talked about it a couple times in different live streams, but I know those aren't as rewatchable as most videos, so people don't usually watch those again. I can do most tricks, or a lot of tricks, in a couple variations, depending on how it's going to look or what obstacle I'm going to go on to. Like, for a lot of tricks, I can do it with one hand, which makes it look lower, but sometimes it's more consistent. Like with tray flips, with two hands, I'm just this back hand is popping that way. Can I two flip? I don't think two flip is a thing. I think you mean three flip. Or like a double flip. Maybe that's what you mean. And to answer that question, I sometimes can. There's a double flip. There's a double flip. There's a double flip. And if you meant three flip, that's what I'm talking about. So backhand pushes down and out a little bit. Front hand flicks straight forwards. Board does the 360 in each direction. If you're doing it with one hand, your backhand goes in this back pocket and it just pushes down and the board kind of does all the work. If I can get it. There it is. With pressure flips, it's naturally a one-handed thing. So I got used to that. And then 360 pressure flips, or 360 double pressure flips. Yeah. Kick flips a little bit harder, one hand. Heel flips are a little harder. Varial heels aren't too bad. Like this hand. This hand will do nothing. Or lasers. That's a double. But yeah, frontside flips, I've kind of developed a bad habit of letting my front hand just stay right on the board the whole time. It doesn't really look like a frontside flip. Rather than, like that was like a musket flip because the board did this. Rather than kick flip and 180 in two different kind of motions. So I've been working on flicking the board out and trying to make it look more like a frontside flip. I'm working on it. For whatever reason though, switch frontside flips, I don't have that problem of making it look kind of weird. Joey, how's it going, dude? How are you doing today? My switch frontside flips naturally do the 180 separately. I also turn really late though. So for me, it looks like a regular frontside flip when it's switched. So maybe I need to work on doing just like a kick flip motion and then catch. Good, thank you. Yeah. So if you guys are just joining in, I'm doing tech support on handboarding if you need any help on any particular trick or any kind of motion of things or style or things you haven't figured out or you want to know or want me to talk about. That's what I'm doing today. I've recently been working on laser flips. I'm trying to get them better and more consistent because it's a trick that not everyone can do. It's a good one to pull out in games of skate. Oh, or to throw your board on the ground. Do I remember you from other vids? Yes, I do. I've seen you comment on my videos. I can't see who likes a video though. That's not something YouTube lets you see. So I don't know whoever likes my videos. I do see comments. So yes, I do remember you, Joey. I'm still a small channel. I remember everybody. let's pull out a ledge. And talk about a couple basic grinds. So you got, let's move you back a bit. This forwards a bit. Maybe. There you go. For me, one of the harder things is 50/50s. Because you have to control both the front trucks and the back trucks to get them exactly on there. So it takes a little more. Rather than actual skateboarding, a 50 is probably the first thing you learn as far as grinds. But on handboarding, front truck grinds are easier because you don't have to do as much work. Copper, where's your toy? Where's your toy, Copper? Go get it. So for front truck grinds, you pop up, you have to get your front truck on there. It doesn't matter how high your back truck is, and you can adjust as you get into it. So like a sloppy one, you can get in like that, and it's totally fine. Back trucks grinds require a little more precision. You have to be able to pop up the front, bring the back up, and then guide the back while keeping the front up still above the obstacle. Depending on how comfortable you are with popping. Thank you, Joey. I appreciate it. I'm glad your mom approves. That's what I'm going for. Mom approval. Now I'm... Copper, where's your toy? Look, there you go. Ready? Ready? Go get it. Good boy. Now I just try to show Christ in my life as much as I can in my actions. Other than grinds, you have slides, there's front board, back board, which I can't do right now because it's not the right orientation. Or you can do no slides. And for me, a big struggle is tail slide, which I still don't have down very good. And then one of the first things you can do if you're trying to get really tech is either kickflip front board or big spin front board. And both are not too hard. Big spin front board is probably the easiest. You just have to make your hands pop a little more with the backhand, like it was a pop shove, and just do the motion of a front board slide. So your hands just do that. Pop, turn, land. But the backhand just pushes a little more. Just like that. Same thing with kickflip, except now your front hand is doing a little more work. So those ones become go-to tricks after a while. Did anyone ever win that board? Yes, they did. I messaged, his name is John, messaged him on Instagram, and he didn't reply for like a month or so, so I thought maybe no one was going to get it, so I was going to contact someone else. And then he replied and said, hey, sorry, Instagram didn't notify me, but here's my address. So I just sent that out today, actually, right before the stream. I came straight from the post office. I sent a couple other things as well. One thing I had to return, and one thing is a gift for a friend. But yeah, so if you get big spin front boards and kickflip front boards, whoa. Oh, that was not a kickflip front board. Then you're going pretty good. The next one, if you're trying to get tech, that I would recommend is 3-flip lip. So you're doing your tray flip, but you're only going to do 3/4 of it as far as the shove it rotation. So the board's going to go around. It's going to complete the flipping process, but then only turn here. Instead of all the way around, it stops right there. So your hands will pop and then turn like that. So your back hand goes up there, front hand stays down here. Kind of like that. And it's very forgiving because you can land any sort of variation and have a lot of wiggle room to correct yourself. So it's kind of just like that. Your hands just have to be there in a way. The board has to flip all the way around, and you're good to go. Technic ones are good. The Problem with Tech though is they don't make them anymore, so you have to buy them off eBay, and they can get kind of expensive. This one, I think, with all the trucks, which are these trucks right here, was $70. And so what I did was I bought 4 and sold 3 and made my money back, so I could afford it. But that is a process. You have to sell it, and that's not a guaranteed thing. Hangnail Handboard makes ones that are really good. They're $20. Made of plastic with plastic trucks. Plastic trucks are right here. So those are rad. And I've skated a bunch on that. And they sent me a couple to give away, and I gave those away. And the one I have right now, that's my personal one I gave to a buddy to try, get him into handboarding. So. This one is a redemption handboard deck. I think the deck's like $30, and if you buy a whole complete, they're usually like $70 to $80. They just did a sale that was $55 for a whole complete, but there was only 5 of those available, and they went away pretty quick. So I have trucks from Redemption coming in the mail soon. I'm excited about that because they have bearings in the wheels, and these ones don't. So you can spend from $20 all the way up to like $100. So whichever you can afford, or whatever you can ask for Christmas, if you want to do handboarding. Next trick I like to do, but I kind of did almost more than anything else, was nollie Smith. This is another one. It's easy to do because it's just like a front crook without doing that extra action. You just keep it down there. Except you're popping up the nose, so your back trucks are up higher, and you can catch your back trucks on that edge right there. And then if your hands are in the right positions, you just push it along. Same thing for fakie switch smiths, or fakie smith, I guess. Yeah. Stick with fingerboarding, yeah. Which fingerboards can get expensive too, unless you're buying like Tech ones. Those are kind of cheap, but you can get really nice Tech or fingerboards for like $130 too. Those get even more expensive. Whoa. All right. I think that's it for today's video. I hope you guys appreciate or enjoy this at all, or I helped you in any sort of way. Yeah, I really enjoy handboarding. I do it a lot, and I want everyone to try it because it's fun. If you're a skateboarder and it's the weather like it here, the weather's here now, just really cold and windy. So if you're trying to skate, the wind blows you super hard, and it's not snowing yet, so I can't use my snow skate. Hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy your rest of your day. Skate if you can. If not, handboard or fingerboard. Have a good day.